If you don't want people destroying your shit and ripping your property up, don't go to prison.
Man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Better yet, if you ain't receiving my notifications, like a lot of people be leaving in the comment section, y'all go ahead and hit that unsubscribe button and then re-hit that subscribe button. Just so that way we can freshen it up as quick as possible. All right. For the most part, today I'm going to be speaking on, massive shakedowns. I'm going to break it down to a couple shakedowns I went through while I was locked up in the Florida Department of Corrections on my own, with my own experience. And I'm going to let y'all know how shit can get, real, the type of shit that happens due to shakedowns and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. The biggest shakedown that I ever went through while I was incarcerated was at Charlotte CI. And it was a total of like 5 to 6 days complete lockdown. We was locked inside of our cells. They shut the water off on us for like 2-3 days. They had us to where we was just in there going through it. Like, they destroyed all of our shit and everything. But I'm gonna break it down from the get-go. All right, I was placed in E dorm, which is Echo dorm. When I was in Echo dorm, I was in Echo 2. And next thing you know, someone yells, "Hey boy, that water off, your water's off. Hey, my water off." So everybody jumps up real quick, and goes to checking to see if they water off. Normally that's what they're gonna do, so you can't flush nothing. That's basically like a sign to let you know they coming. So sure enough, I get up, the water off. All right, so I'm like, okay, shit off too. I tell my bunkie, hey, our water off too. He like, fuck it, it is what it is. But we didn't have nothing, so it didn't really matter. So this was like after I done been to Charlotte only for like a week or so too. I was only there not even a month. Next thing you know, boom, they come in about fucking 40 officers deep. They take us out cell by cell. But what they make us do is they come to each door and they tell us to strip completely butt naked right next to your cellmate. So we both had to strip butt naked next to each other. They made us one at a time. They walked in the cell, like they opened each cell. They made us strip thoroughly. They made us turn around, face the wall, squat and cough, all that individually, like both of us. Like, you face the wall, you come here. You put your hands like this. Put your hands out like this. Turn your things like this. Go like this. Behind the ears. Your armpits. Open your mouth. Do the whole 9. Turn around. Squat, cough. Lift one foot up. Put it down. Wiggle your toes. Lift the other one. Put your foot up. Wiggle your toes. The same whole rundown they do when you basically first get to prison. They did that. And then they literally made us grab our mattresses. They made us put our boxers on. And then grab our mattresses. And we had to walk downstairs. When we walked downstairs, they came in with this big old, it was like a pole with a handle on it, which is like a metal detector pole. And they carry it on their shoulder. And then they come and they set it down in the middle of the dorm and they turn it on. They made us carry our mattress, walk around the pole, and then throw our mattress on the ground. Like, all mattresses piled up to where no one was able to even get their exact mattress back. Like, it wasn't like, okay, this cell, y'all throw your 2 mattresses right here. They made the whole quad throw their mattresses all on top of each other's. And then after they did that, from when they were done with your cell, like with searching you and you walk around the pole, they make you go wait in the sally port. You feel me? They did that to each cell. Once they had all of us in the sally port in our boxers, we were standing there for like 45 minutes. And then they decided to escort all of us to the rec yard. So they brought all of us to the rec yard with nothing on but shower slides and a pair of boxers. We didn't even have shirts. We didn't even have socks. We didn't even have regular slides or shoes. None of that. It was just shower slides so they could see your toes and your pair of white boxers. The ones that say property of, Department of Corrections on them. So when they bring us to the rec yard, they have us out there. We're out there. Not to mention, this is like, I'd say 6 o'clock in the morning. They have us out there all the way until lunchtime while they are flipping our dorm. Okay. Now, E dorm at Charlotte has 4 quads, which every 2-man cell dorm has 4 quads. Whether it's E, G, it'll be G1, 2, 3, 4. It's a butterfly wing, so it's like the number 5 on a domino. When you see the one quad, the other quad, the other quad, the other quad, and officer station's right in the middle, just like a number 5 on a domino. So they have us on the rec yard for hours out there in our boxers and shit. Everybody walking around, talking, whatever, shit like that. They literally escorted us to chow in our boxers to get our tray that day and put us right back on the rec yard to eat our lunch. You feel me? So now we're out there all day getting sunburn and shit. There's nothing you could do about it. They was literally in there spending time flipping that dorm. And when they flipped that dorm, they had it to where they, like the first day, they found like 15 cell phones in one dorm with like 12 knives. Then the next dorm, which would be like Echo 2, they'd find like the opposite. It'd be like 15 knives and 11 phones. And then the next one, 15 phones and 14 knives. Like, you know, so our whole dorm, it looked bad. They found so much things and slayed so much different stuff. Because what they do is they bring officers from that region from different camps, okay? Like, you could be in Charlotte, and they're going to bring DCI or Okeechobee or DeSoto. They're going to bring all these officers. They're all going to come through, and they load up on a bus. You know what I'm saying? They come through, and they load up on a bus, and they come like a goon squad. See, but normally they're going to hit when you least expect it. So it's like when you're in your dorm, when you're in the two-man cells, you know, no one's really looking out their back window that often to see a actual school bus. You'll see an actual school bus pulled up. It may be painted pure black, the school bus. Or it may be painted brown. Or it just might be a regular school bus. You're going to start seeing these different school buses pull up on the outside of the compound. And when they pull up on the outside of the compound, that's the different squads of officers. And then you're going to see them all get off the bus. All out there laughing, talking, hanging out, ready to just come fuck your shit up. That's what they're doing. That's their mission, to see what they can find. Okay? Now, a lot of people, you can usually sense who it is. Like, at this moment, we don't know who's searching our cell. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was, like I said, on the rec yard. These are two-man cell dorms. So we're not even in the Sally Port to see who it is going through our stuff. Okay, now normally if you were like in an open bay and they shake you down, you know, they put you inside of the day room, which I'll break that down a little bit later on in the video. But at this time right here, we weren't even able to see who it is that searches your cell. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, you can read face expressions and shit and see if they found something, or you never know what it is. And then you go to thinking yourself, damn, did I leave something? Or damn, what is it they're gonna find? Like, you know, sometimes you slip up and forget. There's things you'll forget, or there could be things you didn't even know about that was in there. Maybe your bunkie got something he didn't tell you about, you know, or vice versa. You might have something you didn't tell your bunkie about. You know, they gonna come out there and be like, E2, 105 up. When they say 105 upper, then it's like, oh shit, okay. So it's like the top tier, 105. Both y'all come up there, they're gonna cuff both of y'all, walk y'all back to the dorm in handcuffs. And then they're going to try to see, oh, who's this, and that, you know. And then if you can man up, be like, oh, that's mine. You get what I'm saying? But if they find that shit in the cell, they could be a dickhead and take both of y'all to confinement if they wanted to. They don't have to just take the person who mans up to it. They literally, 10 times out of 15, they'll take both people to confinement. Give them both a DR. That's how they are, you see what I'm saying? So, but at this time, we weren't able to see who it was going through our shit, which makes you even more nervous while in the rec yard. Now, a thing that sucks about Shakedown is, you know, no one likes people going through their shit. No one likes them going through their belongings. And then in prison, your property is all you own. That's all you have. All your valuables and everything that belongs to you is going to be in that cell. So they don't just go through your stuff, you know, nicely or whatever and look around it and shit like that. They literally thrash stuff. You know, they rip up pictures, they rip things out of photo albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people tend to have in their locker, when you open the locker to go in it, on the inside of the lid, people will have their family's pictures up there. You know, like held up with toothpaste or tape or whatever it is. They're gonna rip all that shit down. They're gonna, if your mat looks any kind of way, if they didn't make you bring it out of the cell already. They're gonna rip that shit up inside your cell. You're gonna go in there, there's gonna be this cotton shit laying everywhere. You know, like, they literally do it so seclusive, like, to where they try to find anything, you know, which I know it's their job at the end of the day, but they do overdo it. Every single time I went through shakedowns in prison, a fight always broke out with inmates after that. Because everybody's aggravated, you get brought back to the dorm, and your shit might be in his cell, his shit might be in that dude's cell down there in 3. Dude in 3's complaining that his shit's in cell 5. Like, and that's how it is. Some people will speak up and say, hey, I got such and such, who does it belong to? Some people won't, they try to cuff it, you know, and that's how it is. So fights always break out because everyone's aggravated. You come back and it looks like a tornado storm. When we finally got back to our dorm, after they kept us out there, they gave us our lunch, put us back on the rec yard, had us on the rec yard all the way until dinner, brought us to dinner, made us get our trays at dinner, eat at the rec yard again, and then after that, they finally put us back on our cells. So we spent the whole day, basically, when the compound was going to be open on the rec yard, just our dorm alone, just E1, 2, 3, and 4, just our whole E dorm, you know what I'm saying? Everyone from the different dorms are walking the chow, they're walking by, looking at everyone on the rec yard like, what happened, what happened? Like, it was such a massive shakedown to where after they did that, they put us in our cell. When they put us in our cell, our quad, like when you walk in, like the day room and all that shit was stacked with piles of papers, magazines, fucking anything you could think of. Everybody's mattress was all ripped open, torn over. Like, it looked like something you see after like a world, like, trauma situation that happened, like an event, like a damn, you know, like an earthquake or some shit came and tornado went through there. Like, they literally tore up and ruined every single thing of everybody's, to where it took them 3 days after that to get everybody in our cells a mattress. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they had it to where we were thugging it, literally laying on the metal, you know. They'd be like, today they get cell 1 through 3, only 6 mattresses, mats. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day, oh, we're working on getting everybody a mattress. They might get to cell 9 today, you know, from 3. You feel me? Like, that's just how it was. So it literally was like days worth. And then since they found so much things, so many different things, all the different knives and phones that they knocked off at the time, they like wanted to discipline us with the water. So they came back again and did a shakedown again before they even turned the water back on. After like 3 days, when they finally gave us all our mattresses, they came in there again, shakedown. This time though, it was just the officers from the compound. You know, it wasn't the ones from the different compounds. So it wasn't a massive shakedown, but they hit us again right after that. Just in case something slid and y'all wasn't expecting another shakedown, here we are. And they did it again. You get what I'm saying? And this time particular, I mentioned in the video before that when I came back in from the shakedown, in my locker was like 6 packs of sardines. And I didn't eat sardines. You feel what I'm saying? Like, straight up. And I was like, man, who shit this is? You feel me? You know, like, I'm telling my bunk, hey, bro, these your sardines? Like, I didn't eat sardines at the time. You feel me? I didn't buy sardines, and then I had 6 packs of them in my locker. Like, they literally would just grab it from someone else's shit and throw it in yours. You feel me? So that was such a fucked up situation where they had us in there with no water. You get what I'm saying? Like, they had it to where literally, like, you'd have to go to the bathroom on top of each other's shit. I had a situation like this in the county jail one time, too. We went 4 days where we had to, like, go to the bathroom, put like, paper down, whether it's pieces from a book or whether it's, you know, magazines or toilet paper, whatever it may be, and then have to shit on top of that. And then again, that's just how it was, you feel me? Until they finally flushed it. Until they finally let it to where we could flush our toilet. So this shakedown right here was so fucked up. So many people went to confinement. My whole dorm switched almost. Like, literally, like, out of my quad alone, like, 15 people went to confinement. The next quad over, like 9. Then quad 3, probably like 8. You know, and then the 4th one, probably like 9 too. Like, our whole dorm was like, whoop, like a tornado hit. Like, and they literally had that shit all piled up. The mattresses were so piled up and ripped up to where, like, you know, this is some, you know, fucked up situations. You know, like the things they do. Okay, And it kind of reminded me of the shit that I seen they was doing in Mississippi.
This is what we deal with in a shakedown. This is it right here. This is how they do us. Our mats ripped open, boxes ripped off the fucking hinges. Nobody knows what's whose.
You know what I'm saying? It's already bad that you were incarcerated, you know, but the little shit that you do have, they literally thrash it and rip it up like it don't mean nothing. You know, like I said before, when I was in the box before, an officer grabbed a picture of my dad's obituary picture and he tried to throw it in the toilet. And I remember I came back from shower in confinement. When I came back and they put me in my cell and they uncuffed us after they shook down our room, because they usually flip your room every time when they bring you to the shower, they'll flip your room. And then they'll put you back in your cell to go to the next cell. That's what they do in confinement. And I seen my dad's obituary picture like right next to the toilet. It was balled up. Like I could just vision the officer grabbing it out of the Bible. Like he literally went through my Bible, you know, and found it and grabbed it. And he like shot it at the toilet. And it like bounced off the lid and landed right next to it. That's what was going through my mind at the time. And then they want to be like, oh, I don't know, I didn't do that. You know, they take advantage because you're an inmate. You know, they abuse their authority. I say this in almost every video I put out there. So that's what it's like when they, you know, they feel like, fuck your property. You know, that's why you can go to prison and you could be at one camp and you can have 100 personal items, okay? Not saying that's the max, I'm just using a number. You can have 100 that personally belong to you. By the time, and now you're getting transferred. By the time you go through all 4 reception centers, whether you're in the Panhandle making your way down south, or whether you're down south making your way up to the Panhandle, by the time you go through all 4 reception centers, they're gonna seize different items. They're gonna be like, okay, when you go through this place, they're gonna be like, oh, you're not allowed to have that type of radio. Okay, you're not allowed to have these magazines. You're not allowed to have this many photos. You're not allowed to have this many photo albums. You're not allowed to have this many decks of cards, whatever it may be. So by the time you finally touch down to where you're going, where you left at, you don't have half of the shit you got transferred with. That's how it is in the state of Florida. Everything you have isn't promised. That's why you see some dudes, you know, done been down 8, 9 years, or 10 years or better, and they'll come land in a new camp and all they have is a canteen bag with like 3 manila envelopes in there with papers in it. Like, you've been down 10 years. I know you've had way more than that, you know? And that's what it is. That shit done got seized. That's what it is. Like, they just, maybe it'll make it through, maybe it won't. Like me, I had a radio. It was a digital radio. It was the first thing I got when I was in prison that I wanted. I got it for $5. It was so old, it'd been on the compound so long that it was yellow looking. That shit looked all yellow, the color of it, from the sun. That's how old it was. And I had that. And it made it with me all the way through the reception centers to my main camp and everything. And then when I left my main camp, after I got the negative transfer and was going back through the reception centers, it didn't make it. They decided to knock it off this time, but they didn't knock it off before on the way through the same reception centers. It's a hit or miss, you feel me? So now I'm going to tell you how it is when they do these shakedowns inside of these open bay dorms, okay? When they do these shakedowns in these open bay dorms, they come in and they usually make everyone stand up. They tell everyone, stand up next to your bunk. And then then there's like rows. And then when you're there, they're gonna say, okay, this row right here, they're gonna say, after they tell everyone to take everything off, they say, strip down to your boxers, place your clothes on your bunk. And then now you're just sitting on your bunk like this in your boxers, which nothing on with shower slides, or barefoot, actually. They might make you do barefoot at open bays. So it depends, really. But they'll have you sitting like this in your boxers with all your clothes right here, with your locker open. They want you to unlock your locker and pull your drawer out to where it's already open. And then they're gonna say, okay, this row here, y'all stand up. And then everyone in that row is gonna stand up. And then they're gonna say, go like this, go to the showers. And then they're gonna have that whole row walk to the showers. And then each nozzle head, which there's 8 nozzle heads, and then there's a half wall. They're gonna have the officers are gonna all be standing right here by this wall, and they're gonna make you walk in front of these nozzle heads, all right here, just like that. However many can fit, 8 at a time. And then they're gonna say, take your boxers off, You know, but first they're gonna do the behind your ears, wiggle your fingers, armpits, turn around, lift your toes, you know, do all that stuff. And then they're gonna say, give me your boxers, lift it up, separate your sack from the such and such, turn around, spread them, squat and cough. Like, they're gonna do the whole thing. They're gonna give you your boxers back, and then they're gonna tell you to go sit in the day room. The day room is around the wall, so you can't see the cell. I mean, your bunks from the day room. You feel me? But you can kind of, if you sit far enough after everyone starts going there, there's not gonna be enough seats for everybody. So you can kind of, they don't like to see you looking, you know. And then it's like a red flag that you're worried about something. So they might really go ham on your bunk. You feel me? So you just sit. You know, you look, and then that's it. You just keep eye on your bunk, and they're gonna be like, where they at, Frog? Where they at? And they're gonna be like, oh, over there. And then you tell them over there by what's his name's bunk. You know, and then they flip your shit and go through it and do the same thing. You know, that's when they do a shakedown that isn't a massive shakedown inside of a open bay dorm. They just have everyone inside of the day room while they're flipping your shit. You know what I'm saying? But you can also see who's going through your stuff, and you'll be like, okay, he ain't really searching like that. Or, you know, the older guys, right? Like when they do the massive shakedowns, when they have all from different other camps, there'll be some older COs that come, and you know, maybe the first dorm, they're gonna have all their energy. They're gonna, you know, after, you can look at them and tell they're gonna tire out and be half-assing it after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just tell, like, the older dudes and shit like that, the older people, the older ladies and stuff, those are the ones that you kind of want, because you're like, okay, you know they're gonna half-ass it. You feel me? Because they're gonna go there, and they gotta search so many cells or so many bunks that, you know, they're gonna give it their all when they first get there, because that's what all the officers are doing. They're all there to do the shakedown, so they're all gonna. But then, you know, after a while, them younger COs are gonna be running circles around them. They're gonna be passing them, and then they're gonna realize they're going too slow. So then they're gonna just start half-assing shit, just to keep up with the younger COs. You feel me? So you basically see who's going through your shit normally in a regular shakedown. But when it comes to a massive shakedown with the open bay, what they did, okay, with me a couple times at Calhoun and at Charlotte, is when we go to breakfast. When you go to breakfast, it's still dark out. And the next thing you know, they don't even let you come back to your cell. They have you go straight to the rec yard from breakfast. You'll be walking to breakfast, you know, you just woke up, they just turned the lights on. And then as you're going to breakfast, there it is. You'll see a line in front of the captain's office. And that's where they're bringing everyone, strip searching everyone, got you squatting, coughing, and then they're going to put you straight on the rec yard from there, to where it's like you don't have a way to get rid of nothing. There's nothing you can really do. You're just, holy shit. But it's kind of like a red flag, because normally you're going to know, you know, it leaks out before it happens. Like, you're put up on beat, you feel me? Whether it's from someone that works for an officer, or whether it's an officer alone that doesn't want their dorm to look bad, so he'll put the inmates up on game, whatever it is. But you're gonna really know ahead of time. You gotta just keep your ears open. That's what you're supposed to do in prison. You're supposed to, you know, you're supposed to make sure you got your ears to everything, to where you know what's going on, you feel me? That's just what you're supposed to do. And then if they do it, and then you don't know, it's gonna also a last minute red flag too, because they'll make it to where it's a mandatory breakfast, to where they come around and make sure they wake everybody up. Everybody breakfast, everybody mandatory. So now they're waking you up real fast to throw everyone out of the dorm. They're coming around making you get out. They're not letting you brush your teeth. They're not letting you use the restroom. They're not letting everybody get out of here. They're like, the officers are trying to force you out so quick. So you know. So if anything, you could just cuff what it is you have, and, you know, try to get rid of it on the way there, or do whatever it is you have to do. You feel me? Me, I done been in some tricky situations to where I literally had to throw a phone on a roof before, in the gutter and shit like that, or bury things, and, you know, different things. I've been in some real close calls, you feel me? But I was willing to take the risk, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people ain't really willing to take the risk, you know. But after a while, when you invest your money into certain things, and them shits keep getting knocked off, and you keep getting pushed back 10 steps every time you get something knocked off, you're gonna learn how to, you know, get away with it. You feel me? Like, there's a difference to them finding it, which means they slayed it, you know, them knocking it off, and then you not getting caught for it. Yeah, that's better than getting caught with it. But then after a while, you know, after you fucking, you know, you master not getting caught with it, but it's been getting knocked off, then you gotta master how to not get it knocked off. because you still take losses even though you didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So I remember one time they came in my dorm. This was an open bay dorm. We was at Calhoun. When they came in, Shakedown. I was in G dorm, which was gangland. You feel me? Shakedown, Shakedown. Everybody face down. Put your hands on your head. Face your face in the pillow. Like they came in like they were doing some goon squad shit. And they came in. They took 2 of the main Zoes on the compound. They took them boys under investigation. They came in at like late night. Like I seen them all come in. Like they like, because I was one of the people that was still up while everyone was sleeping. I was like, boy, they hitting the dorm, they hitting the dorm. Everybody gets up, they run in, they take the 2 head Zoes back, you know, under investigation. You feel me? When they did that, they didn't even shake us down. Okay, they left us alone. They literally left. Like they did that shit in the dark. Like flicked the lights on, took these 2 inmates, and then left, shut the lights off and everything. Everybody thought shit was sweet. You feel me? They fucked around and they're coming back a couple hours later for the real shakedown. And when they came back, they had us all, boom. They made us squat, cough, the whole 9, like I said, and then put us inside of the day room. And then they escorted us dorm after dorm. Like not just G dorm 1 and 2. After that, they escorted us to the rec yard. And then they went and grabbed the next dorm, escorted them. So they did a whole compound shakedown. All right? Had us on the rec yard for hours out there just baking. Everybody's out there in their boxers and shit and gym shorts. They let you wear your boxers and gym shorts, but you weren't allowed to wear no socks and just your shower slides. Okay, which your shower slides don't even get worn that often. You get what I'm saying? In prison, they used to provide you with boots, but then they started providing people with Crocs. So people don't wear shower slides 24/7. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe in your dorm, or some people, you know, they look whitish, like a chalk, looks like there's chalk on them. Really, that's dried soap because they're only used for shower time. People have them just to use so they don't have to, because no one's gonna bathe without their feet in shower slides in prison. So, but they make you wear them shits to the rec yard. If you ain't got them, you're walking barefoot. And they had us out there for hours. And the process of this, a bunch of people got into it with each other because they made us walk through on video camera, like at Calhoun. They made us walk. They had us all on video camera, and they made us show our ID and say our name as we were walking by the video camera onto the rec yard. Well, while we're out there, a couple people end up getting into it, and one dude cut another dude in the face. You feel me? So that all that did was they cleaned up the shit on the rec yard. They had us all in dorms in lines. They had G dorm in line, G2 in line, B dorm in line, B2 in line. They had us all, like, you know, broke down into our exact dorms in line and had us out there standing there for the rest of the remainder of time like that, because, you know, shit happened while we was in the middle of a shakedown. But you'll go in there and they straight destroy your property. You know, I've had some female COs, you know, that fuck with me, you feel me, that would come in there and get mad and get jealous that they seen me on Facebook. Ones that I was talking to, they see me on Facebook and shit, and I would leave them on red. I want to respond to them. Like, she'd literally be like at home and I'm on the compound talking to her. And then, you know, like, she knows I have a phone. She put me up on beat about it and shit like that, to the point to where she got mad that I left her on red one day, and she came back to our compound and she flipped our quad. You feel me? And she specifically went straight to my bunk, fucking went in there, acted like she was flipping my shit. She ransacked everyone else's stuff, flipped their shit all bad and everything. She barely even touched my shit. And she left me a little piece of paper in there with like a big smiley face with the tongue sticking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to show me, like, haha. And then when I seen her on the rec yard, you feel me, she was like, oh, maybe next time you won't leave me on red. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. They play little ways, you feel me? But that's what they do. So these massive shakedowns, boy, be like, it sucks because, like I said, it seems to happen when you, as soon as you get everything in order. You know, like, you may not have shit, you may not have canteen, you may not have no money coming in, you may not have no phones on the line, you may not have nothing going on. People in line that pay you to use the phone, none of this shit's going on, there ain't gonna be no shakedown. Now all of a sudden, boom, you got you a jack, you got beef with these dudes, so now you got you a fucking sword, all these different things, you know, you got everything good going on right now. Shakedown. That's just how it is, you feel me? And they be treating people's shit like it don't matter. And it doesn't matter if you're young, old, white, black, Spanish, you know, even probably females in prison. They probably go through the same shit. You feel me? But that's what I wanted to tell y'all today, you know, speaking on these shakedowns. All right? I appreciate y'all watching this video. Y'all go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. If you ain't receiving the notifications like a lot of people in the comments keep saying, like I said, I already emailed YouTube waiting to see what the problem is. But if you want to try to fix the problem yourself, all you have to do is unsubscribe and resubscribe. Okay, I heard that actually helps. All right, but anyways, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all stay tuned for the next one, man. You already know this KFROG.